So nutritional rosacea is sort of something that makes sense intuitively because we know what makes someone red and causes a flaring rosacea, flushing reaction, or even inflammatory rosacea is going to be food. Sometimes foods are triggers: caffeine, spicy foods, alcohol, hot beverages. It depends on the patient as to the trigger. Anything that triggers an inflammatory response is obviously going to worsen rosacea. So those type of foods need to be avoided. So whatever makes your face red in rosacea encourages the inflammatory process. We don't need that. So in terms of rosacea, nutrition should be based on the foods that don't cause someone to make their face red and start the inflammatory process. So nutrition in acne is something that I think has been much more broadly studied than nutrition in rosacea. And there are things that we do have good evidence, I think, that certain foods may make acne worse. Let me start by saying what are old wives' tales that may not make acne worse. And that's fried foods, oils, pizza, things like that. I've heard time and time again from parents that they're worried about their child having worse acne because of that. We don't have any evidence that those foods make acne worse. Where the evidence does exist, though, is in high carb, high sugar diets. Teenagers or people who eat high carb, high sugar diets, we have a nice mechanism that causes insulin to be produced, and we know that insulin can promote acne through hormonal male hormones. So there's good evidence also that these people who eat high carb diets do have a potential for worsening acne. Another sort of controversial food item or nutritional item in acne is the use of dairy and especially milk worsening acne. And I think the evidence is really some pro, some con. I mean, the theory is that with skim milk is higher in sugar than regular milk, and that is a sugar, and that may make acne worse. But the sugar is not that much of a difference unless you're drinking a ton of skim milk. I don't really know about that theory. There's a theory about hormones in cow's milk affecting our hormones. I'm not sure that an animal hormone can affect human hormones, but those are the theories. And there's some evidence that says, though, that when people eat more dairy or more milk, their acne can get worse. But there's also evidence and studies that show the opposite. So I don't know the answer about milk, but it seems for sure that high carbs, high sugars can make acne worse.